Alright, we are back and looking to finish the DLC case for Apollo Justice. When we last were doing this case, Marlon Rhymes went Popeye on us, had what I assume is a big barrel of spinach, and buffed up in no time.
I
Uh,
started eating fish meat right in front of us after he told us he was a vegetarian.
yeah. So I had a theory. I was telling you when we were last playing that I had a theory that I didn't want to give away because I didn't want to put thoughts in your head. That theory doesn't look like it happened. So what I was thinking was, it seemed like Marlon had kind of a thing for Sasha,
Mm-hmm.
and it looked like, well, it looks like Dr. Krabs is not the guy who did it, which in a way I kind of like. There's something I like about him.
It's just weird.
He's just weird. My theory was that Marlon was trying to cover for Sasha because Sasha actually did it, and we were going to find out the person we were defending was actually guilty, and so Marlon was doing this as a swerve, and then there was going to be another swerve with Sasha, and I'm like, oh, that would be crazy if that happened. Doesn't look like that's
Well,
happening,
there's
though.
still something else going on because Sasha was taking heart medication for something, which is why the person who got murdered didn't want her to be in the show because he thought, I guess she could get hurt. But isn't that also the same heart condition that the other girl had?
Looks like.
Okay, so are these girls sisters? Are they cousins? Like, I think there's going to be like yet
Another layer.
another layer, or maybe she is the same girl and like cut her hair. I don't know. I'm
Hmm.
something else is going on. Like, excuse me, I don't know what it is. So
Let's see. It looks like we're about to find out. Most likely, Rifle ate the fish meant for Orla that was at the show stage. Okay, I remember we a fish. Even a penguin could have eaten it all. Begad, Rifle ate Orla's fish. Who be ye to say Rifle ate Orla's fish? You could have picked up food anywhere. But that doesn't change the fact that I really was at the show stage. After all, I had to help move the skull rock. It couldn't have been moved without me. The witness claims he never saw the penguin. How do you explain this contradiction?
her walkie-talkie got dropped.
Yes. Both Mr. Rhymes and Rifle were at the show stage when Mr. Rhymes didn't see her. So where could Mr. Rhymes have been at the time? Right, Dono, if you aren't up to the task, I could disprove this witness's testimony for you. If I leave it to Prosecutor Blackwell, Sasha will be declared guilty. I can't let him interrupt this line of reasoning. Mr. Wright, let's try to figure out how things looked when Rifle came to the show stage. Mr. Rhymes was at the show stage keeping an eye on Orla and the sign. And we know it must be true because he helped move the skull rock. And then Rifle came in and walked over the sign. But wouldn't Mr. Rhymes notice Rifle if he was right there?
No, because he was in the pool.
There were those fingerprints that were upside down. Well, let's think about where Mr. Rhymes could have been. Is there a place in the show stage area from which Rifle couldn't have been seen? So, I think maybe here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that!
What? Inside the pool? But you're right, if he was inside the pool, he wouldn't have noticed Rifle. So are you saying Mr. Rhymes was underwater the whole time Rifle was eating? No, not underwater. When I think about what he was trying to do, the answer is clear. Now I'm finally starting to get the whole picture. Just like yesterday, must you two always be whispering to each other? Why don't you admit that resorting to a penguin will get you...
Objection!
Oh, I don't know about that. The fact that Mr. Rhymes didn't notice Rifle is such a small inconsistency. But it's a key point that proves what Mr. Rhymes was trying to do. The penguin is a key point. The show stage pool is very deep. If Rifle came to visit while Mr. Rhymes was at the bottom of this pool, he would have never noticed Rifle. Arrgh! Orcas can be out of the water for a short time without sustaining damage, but if they're out of the water for a long time, they weaken and eventually die. In order to kill Orla, Mr. Rhymes had to drain the pool, and while the pool was drained of water, Mr. Shipley fell to his death. The show stage pool is about 65 feet deep, just like the Orca pool. Without water in the pool, a person could be made to fall 65 feet. Mr. Rhymes probably wondered what to do. If he continued with his plan to kill Orla, how would he dispose of Mr. Shipley's body? So he devised a plan to kill two birds with one stone. What? How? Mr. Rhymes went down to the bottom of the pool and put the victim's body in the rock. He then had Miss Buckler move the rock and the body together. And the witness made the defendant do this somehow without arousing her suspicion? That's right, Mr. Shipley told Miss Buckler that she couldn't perform in the new show. Miss Buckler became upset and wanted to switch back to the old version of the show. So Mr. Rhymes conveniently suggested that she take and hide a prop for the new show. Mr. Rhymes then manipulated Orla using her singing and lifesaver tricks. He schemed to have Orla find the body while Mr. Plume would be standing witness. He saddled Orla with the false charge of murder so that Orla would be put down. What? Arr! Rawr! Grrr!
Look at all the spots on him.
I know. So the fact that the witness didn't see the penguin shows that when Rifle visited the show stage, Rhymes was putting the body in the rock. At the bottom of the pool, that is. Who would have thought the presence of a penguin could prove the witness's actions? It's working. Just a little further now and Sasha will be proven not guilty. If you think you've won this battle, you are sorely mistaken. Your theory is based on the notion that the witness could manipulate the orca. Witness, can you control the orca's actions? Of course not. What keeper? If my memory serves, wasn't Miss Buckler the only one who could issue commands to the orca?
He has videotapes of his ex-girlfriend doing it, or his former girlfriend doing it, right?
Yeah, doesn't he? Summer's boyfriend has videos of her using a whistle to make the orca do tricks. Yeah. I think that'll be the evidence we gotta show. The judge's blade is sharper than the lawyer's. If you wish to do battle with a witness, you'll need a honed blade. Where is your sword of evidence that Marlon Rhymes could manipulate the orca? Ah!
Cut off one of his hairs?
Yes, but the other one came back. Rhymes had to have manipulated Orla in order for his plan to work, but how can I prove it? Well, it appears this line of reasoning has become unsustainable. Well, it appears that I was mistaken. Athena? I've analyzed the hearts of all kinds of people. I have enough experience to see when I look into your heart that you haven't given up. So that objection was my way of speaking up for your heart. She's right. Why would I become a lawyer again only to give up? I have to keep fighting. Athena, thank you. With your help, I've remembered the old right way. The right way. Your Honor, I'm not finished with presenting my argument. Do you have anything else to ask this witness? You've cross-examined all the witnesses and presented all your evidence. All the witnesses? I don't think so. I haven't cross-examined the most important one, the central figure in both cases. The central figure? The one involved in not only the case a year ago, but this current case too. I've never called her as a witness, but it's time to do so now. Who are you talking about? I demand you tell the court immediately. Who is the central figure in both cases? Is it the Plume? Or is it Sasha?
Is it the orca?
Take that!
Well, the defense calls the central figure in both cases Orla the orca. You intend to cross-examine an orca? Cross-examine an orca, you must be adult. It be impossible, says I.
Silence.
This absurdity is beyond the pale. How do you expect to question an orca, a creature incapable of speech? Orla is intricately involved in this case. I have every right to cross-examine her. Besides, even if she can't speak, I think cross-examining her will be invaluable. Hey, we've cross-examined a parrot. Very well, do what you will then. But if you fail to garner anything from this little exercise with the orca, I hope you realize the reward for your efforts will be the defendant's guilty verdict. I'm ready and confident. So, cross-examining Orla, huh? That was a bold move, boss. Now all we have to do is figure out how Mr. Rhymes manipulated Orla. That's right, now it's Orla's turn to help us save Sasha. An orca defendant yesterday, an orca witness today. This is truly unprecedented. But even though this is highly unusual, I'm prepared to allow it. Bailiff, ready the witness telecast. We'll have a 10-minute recess while the telecast is being set up. Okay, did not see that coming. I thought we were just going to show the whistle.
Or the phone.
Oh yeah, sorry, the phone. And also, because his fingerprints are, we still have the evidence of his fingerprints. Maybe that comes later.
Maybe that's how we knew he was in the pool.
That's true. Yeah. Leave it to you to think of something like calling Orla, Mr. Wright. Well, she's the only one who knows all the answers after all. I just talked to Pearls, and she said Orla seems to be feeling fine. Now we have to try and figure out how Mr. Rhymes manipulated Orla. If we put Mr. Rhymes and Orla together, maybe we can get some kind of clue. And I can't forget about that strange set of prints of Rhymes either. Yep, there we go. Oh no, Sasha. I really appreciate your trying to save both Orla and me. I had no idea Marlon hated Orla like that. I feel like I've been shocked by a torpedo ray. Of course he would hate the killer whale that murdered his girlfriend right in front of him. Oh, Mr. Plume, you've been watching the trial? Oh yes, I came to make a declaration of war. A declaration of war? No matter what the results of today's trial, I will report the truth in my new book. Even if that truth goes against what I wrote in the Killer world. I don't know what the truth is, not even about what happened a year ago. Dr. Crab. Azura died right in front of my eyes in the middle of a pirate show. She suddenly fell from the orca's back and began to thrash around in pain. The orca was singing a song and then started headbutting Azura over and over.
Maybe she had the heart condition killed her.
Oh! Finally, the orca took Azura in her mouth and brought her to the side of the pool. Just before she died, Azura was holding her chest in obvious pain. She was holding her chest? Wait a minute, could it be? I don't think Orla was to blame for the incident a year ago either. What? I think the cause of Miss Summers' death might have been her heart condition. Heart condition? What heart condition? I never knew anything about it. Miss Summers had a prescription with Hickfield Clinic for a heart condition. The orca didn't kill her. I think it's possible her heart condition did. What? Azura had a heart condition too? I guess she hid it from everybody just like I did. So that means the orca was innocent a year ago too. It's just a theory, but I think the orca headbutted Azura to check on her. And then did the lifesaver trick to rescue her. Maybe the penguin's sleepy. So there was no need to put the orca down after all. So you really did intend to put Orla down. No, Jack and I were against such a thing from the start. But you said you were going to euthanize the orca. Dr. Crab, about this capsule, it's not a poison but a sleeping drug, right? That's right, even if Orla attacks someone, or even if the Center for Dangerous Animal Control demands she be put down, I never had any intention of killing her. I would use sleeping pills to make it look like she was dead and then set her free. That's why I purchased so many sleeping capsules. Oh, that's why! I never considered the possibility that the poor woman's death was illness. She seems pretty disturbed to be wrong. I simply want to know the truth. That is why I will tell you who my client is. The day I witnessed the owner's death, I was there at the request of the animal keeper. Marlon Rhymes? That is correct. That day my client called me to ask me to investigate the orca pool. He must have wanted you to witness what Orla was going to do. Why did you decide to tell us this? My desire to protect my client was standing in the way of the truth. I couldn't allow that. I'll be watching to see how this all unfolds. Good luck to you, Blue and Yellow Duo. Well, that was quite a bombshell she just dropped, and so casually, too. The woman really is a free spirit. Do you remember what you said yesterday, Mr. Lawyer? That you'd expose any secret if it would help save Sasha? I remember. It's my duty as a lawyer. Well, I just wanted you to know that I don't blame you for exposing the aquarium's secret. It may put me in hot water, but if it helps save the orca, let me clue you in on another secret. Focus on the orca's song. The orca's song, huh? What could he be hinting at? Probably the two different songs. Oh, Mr. Wright, looks like it's time. Alright, let's go back in. You've got it, boss. We're gonna go in there and save Sasha and Orla together. The court will now reconvene. Is the witness Aura Shipley, commonly known as Orla, ready? Well, the orca is present, but I highly doubt she understands what's going on. See? Question mark. Ho ho, just as adorable as yesterday. I distinctly remember you being afraid of her on several occasions. Now then, Mr. Wright, how do you propose to cross-examine the witness? I intend to have the young lady there with Orla to help me. Hello, everyone. That young lady, didn't I meet her once before, a long time ago? Yes, that's Pearl Fay, my old friend. Well, well, didn't she grow up to be a lovely young lady? Ah, I have no interest in this chit-chat. On with the cross-examination. Mr. Wright, this is all your fault. Why are you dawdling? How is this my fault? The court will now hear the testimony of Horace Shipley. I'm sorry, the the examination music in the background combined with this is just killing me right now. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Do you seriously intend to cross-examine this orca? Well, she is a key witness for the defense after all, sir. Every time you come to my courtroom, you open my eyes to a new way of thinking. It appears supposed to be another one of those times. Yes, he's given me the go-ahead. I'd like now to put the witness and Mr. Rhymes together to see how he manipulated the orca. Hopefully Orla will have some kind of reaction. Arr, fine by me, but naught will happen, I tell ye. Mr. Rhymes was right, nothing happened. I guess I shouldn't have expected it to be easy. How did he manipulate her? Right, Dono, I hope you realize that if you can't prove with this cross-examination how Rhymes controlled the orca, your defendant will be declared guilty immediately. Yes, I realize that. This is my last chance. I have to figure out how Rhymes commanded Orla to do her tricks. Please begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Mr. Shipley, I'm afraid tweet, it's not going to get us anywhere. This is your plan of action? If you are incapable of interpreting Orca's speech, this entire exercise is folly. You leave the interpretation of Orla's heart to me. Alright, girl, what you got to say? Let me hear it. Oh, Orla, you're so cute. Right, Dono, surely you don't intend to continue this farce. I do. Miss Shipley, please continue with your testimony. Also, I love how the cross-examination, she's giving exactly the same testimony she did before. Could you interpret that for the court, Miss Sykes? I'm getting a strong reading of happiness. Maybe she thinks she's doing a show. I demand serious witness testimony. This is no time for fun and games. If you continue this mockery, I will subject you to 40 lashes with a wet fish.
He's like a fish.
I know.
What is wrong with this man?
Not a wet noodle. That just sounds fishy. Hey, speaking from experience, anything is better than 40 lashes from a whip. Ha!
Where's Whippity Whip?
Yeah, from Whippity Whip. He who always whips the foolish fools who foolishly fool around with foolish orcas.
Yeah.
The defense will please caution its witness to conduct herself with propriety. Instead of impersonating a one orca band, could you show us the lifesaver trick? I guess Orla won't do what you want unless you give her the proper signal. Ooh, doesn't Orla sing beautifully? Taka's singing voice is much more melodic and clear. Man, neither one should quit their day job. Please continue your testimony, Miss Shipley. Miss Shipley seems to be wanting to communicate something. Perhaps she's hungry. Miss Fay, could you give Miss Shipley a snack? Certainly, one moment. What a heartwarming scene. It reminds me of my granddaughter with her pet. Wow, your granddaughter must have a pretty large pet. Stop all this pet prattling and get on with the cross-examination. But she's such an adorable creature, I never get tired of looking at her. I, on the other hand, have had more than my fill of this tomfoolery. Enough is enough. It sounds like Prosecutor Blackwell is about to blow his top. cross-examination.
Continue.
But I'm not finished with my cross-examination. Oh. You have just about exhausted my patience, right, Dono? Mr. Wright, please finish as quickly as you can. Yes, Your Honor. But I'm not really sure how to continue, to tell the truth. Mr. Rhymes had to have commanded Orla somehow. Do we have anything in evidence he could have used? With Orla, it's not like I can present evidence that contradicts a particular statement. Guess it doesn't matter which statement. What could he be used to command Orla? Okay, I was thinking that it didn't matter which statement, so we have the whistle, and we have the TV phone. So let's say, I'm guessing the whistle was used to command.
Okay.
So let's try it.
Objection!
I hope you don't think waving your finger about aimlessly is going to help you win this trial. Oh, okay.
Are you sure we don't present it when she said, "Oh, Orla sings beautifully"?
Well, he said it doesn't matter which statement.
Okay.
Objection!
There we go. It was a TV phone the whole time. Shep told me an interesting story about Miss Summers. Azura used to send her boyfriend videos of herself teaching the orca tricks. I used to help Azura take the videos on her TV phone. Most likely, Mr. Rhymes still has these videos of Miss Summers. Miss Fay, could I ask for your help? Of course, Mr. Nick. What is it? You're using Mr. Rhymes' TV phone, correct? I'd like you to examine it for me. Please look for videos of Azura Summers issuing whistle commands to Orla. Videos? I'm not too sure how to do that, but I'll give it a try. My apologies to Marlin. Right, Dono, what are you up to? You'll see in a moment if Pearls can find those videos for me. Mr. Nick, I found them. I found some videos like you described. You did? Thank you, Miss Fay. Just as I suspected. How did Marlin Rhymes get Orla to do those tricks? I will now show you. With Mr. Rhymes' cell phone. His cell phone? Are you implying he used an app? Miss Fay, see if you can issue Orla a command. Me? Can I do such a thing? You might be able to if you play a video with a whistle signal in it. If there's a video of the lifesaver trick, please play that. Before you do, though, please put the practice dummy in the pool. The practice dummy, alright. In it goes. There, it's synced to the bottom. Now I'll play a video. Orla is diving down, heading straight for the dummy. Hee, what a smart girl you are, Orla. Pearl doesn't actually even know what we're trying to find. She's just all excited to be with the whale. The lifesaver trick was a complete success, Mr. Nick. Thank you, Miss Fay. You were a big help. Now I have proof. Unbelievable. You actually pulled it off. That was the lifesaver trick we saw yesterday. Is Miss Fay an orca trainer now? No, Your Honor. I'll explain after we try one more trick. Now let's see if we can command Orla to do the singing trick. Miss Fay, if there's a video of the singing trick, please play that. Certainly. Let's see, is it this video? Oh my, isn't she wonderful? That was the Swashbuckler Spectacular song. That was the SSS. Ho ho, what a lovely singing voice. It wasn't bad. By the way, how did Miss Fay give the orca those commands? Marlon Rhymes has something on his phone that his girlfriend Azura Summers sent him. They're videos of Miss Summers issuing commands to Orla with a whistle. If they have Orla listen to the sounds of the signals, anyone at all could command Orla. Oh my, anyone at all? Yes, I believe so, Your Honor. All they would have to do is play those videos. Mr. Wright, please submit those videos as evidence. I'm getting the sneaking suspicion the judge just wants to try it out for himself. Miss Fay, could you send those videos to the TV phone here? Alright, certainly. Got him. Alright, I'll try playing one. So this was a training session a year ago, huh? Wait a minute, there's something about that song that bothers me.
It's not the same song.
Yep. If the orca can be commanded using videos on a cell phone, then that means that Marlon Rhymes could have manipulated the creature. Arrgh! Mr. Rhymes, you can't talk your way out of it now. Man, what else you got? I have to commend you, that was very good proof. I concede Marlon Rhymes could have manipulated the orca, but isn't it true that the defendant could have done it as well? All she would have to do is use the whistle she knows how to use so well. And she wouldn't have had to use those videos. Surely you admit it's a possibility. She could have easily had Norma de Plume witness the singing and the lightsaber trick. So he's trying to argue it was equally possible for Sasha as it was for Rhymes, is he? But is that true? Let me think about that for a minute. That's right, those weren't just simple cries, it was singing. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. It kept headbutting while it sang the Swashbuckler Spectacular song. The culprit made sure Mr. Plume heard the song and saw the lifesaver trick. Could Sasha have shown these two tricks to the witness? I guess we're gonna say she couldn't have.
Because she doesn't know the first song because she replaced.
That's right! No, I don't think Miss Buckler could have created the same conditions as the culprit. You challenged me to a battle, I hope your sword is sharpened. Let me see those sword skills of yours. Don't you worry, my sword is drawn and ready. My sword is evidence that the two tricks couldn't have been shown at the same time. So... show song in the video is different from the one de Plume heard. And...
it might be the CD.
yeah. The song in the video is different from the one in the show now. Could be that too. Could it be either? Oh, wait. She can't do two... she can't... one trick per signal, she can't do two at a time.
Okay.
Take that!
Mr. Plume said in her testimony that she witnessed these two tricks at the same time. However, that fact is inconsistent with how Orla performs tricks. How Orla performs tricks? What are you talking about? Orla can't perform two tricks at once. She performs only one trick per whistle signal. That's how she's been trained. In other words, it would be just like with a dog. If you would tell him to sit and shake, he won't do both at the same time. Am I understanding it correctly? Yes, that's the idea, Your Honor. I wonder if the judge has a dog. Ha. What a farce. So are you saying that the witness somehow managed to produce an impossible scenario? Arr, if the creature's own trainer couldn't do it, how could I? Yes, it's a mystery, isn't it? Boss, you don't have claiming that Marlon Rhymes manipulated the orca, but if you cannot explain fully how this was done, your argument doesn't hold water. If you can't straighten out your own theory, would you like me to straighten you out? No thank you. So Orla can't do two tricks at the same time, but Mr. Plume saw her do it. This logical inconsistency means there's a flaw somewhere. Was Mr. Plume lying? Or is it not true that Orla can't do two tricks at a time? But Mr. Plume had no reason to lie about such a thing. If it really is impossible for Orla to perform two tricks at once, then maybe either the lifesaver trick or the singing trick was faked? Faked? Yes, maybe Orla only performed one of the tricks. But it was made to look like she performed two.
Silence!
Maybe. How do you expect to conduct a sword battle with conjecture? Sounds like I'd better present some evidence here and fast. Although I am concerned about your profuse sweating, Mr. Wright, allow me to ask you. Which of the two was fake, the lifesaver trick or the singing trick?
The singing trick.
Yeah, because
We saw the lifesaver trick.
the lifesaver happened. The defense wishes to argue that the singing trick was faked. And on what grounds do you base your assertion that the singing trick was faked? Is it because they're two different songs? Well, yeah, because he just got there. He just started. I don't know how familiar he is with the second song.
Probably not, and he could have played a recording of the first.
Yeah. So, I don't know what to do, but
Take that!
let's do the CD. This is a recording of a recent Swashbuckler Spectacular. In this recording, Orla sings the same song she sang for Miss Fay earlier. But Mr. Plume said this song is different from the one that was sung a year ago. The song is different. Please listen to the song in the video from a year ago sent to this cell phone. Yes, it sounds quite different from the song Orla sang for Miss Fay earlier. And yet, this is the same video Miss Fay used to issue the command to Orla to sing, by having Mr. Plume listen to the song recorded in the cell phone video. The true culprit made Mr. Plume think Orla was singing the song from a year ago. Only Marlon Rhymes, the owner of the cell phone video, could have done this.
Silence!
But Mr. Plume said she heard the orca singing right in front of her. How do you claim he made her think that? How was the song recorded played? I intend to explain that too, of course. What? They neutralized somewhere in the Orca Pool visitors corridor. Marlon Rhymes played the song recording by using this.
The speakers.
Take that!
Mr. Plume heard the song while she was in the Orca Pool visitors corridor. There's a speaker in that corridor so that visitors can hear the orca's sounds. And you claim the song was played from that speaker? How? Here's how Rhymes played the song over the speaker in the visitors corridor. Was he using his phone? Or...
You have to be, right?
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else. He didn't do it using the ladder prints. Not his charm, not the torpedo, not my badge. Not the whistle, not the fish, not the walkie-talkie. Had to be the phone. How would using that make the song play through the speaker? Do I really have to explain? This piece of evidence is actually a microphone. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. I guess the test failed. Although you test my patience, I will not fail in my duty to assign you a penalty. Really? What do I have in evidence that could play a song over a speaker? Was it the walkie-talkie?
Yes, because it could broadcast all over.
There we go. Mr. Rhymes could broadcast the song in the video to the speaker by using a walkie-talkie, and he could get Orla to do a trick by letting her hear Miss Summers' whistle signal too. He played the singing through the speaker, and he made Orla do the lifesaver trick. All of this was the doing of the true culprit Marlon Rhymes. Gah! This is what you did, isn't it, Mr. Rhymes? Arrrrrrr!
Did he just squirt blood out of those holes?
Did he?
I think so.
You did it. Now we can save both Sasha and Orla. Just leave it to Cap and Wright's swashbuckling lawyers to win any case. I don't remember agreeing to that name. So it actually was possible for Mr. Rhymes to manipulate the orca. I'm stunned. I guess we will need to hear more from this witness. Mr. Rhymes, the time has come for you to tell the court the truth. Hehehehe. So I used the walkie-talkie, you say? Arr, sorry, but you're dead wrong, me bucko. It be impossible, says I. What do you mean, impossible? I shall sing ye a little shanty dissing your scurvy theory. Hark ye well now. The dissing of Miss Phoenix, right? No, walkie-talkie be broke for real. Mr. Lawyer, street style got no appeal. Broke before the plume on the scene, broke before Wright could have a dream. Legit gooster and cleaning time aye, but Bill sucking lawyer spitting lies. That orca, you don't listen to me, eh? Tail the cap, you yo so cray-cray.
Oh dear.
Here we go again with that flip-flop music. Broken of all the flimsy excuses. Bill sucking, that was uncalled for. You probably broke it on purpose after the fact. Arr, that be untrue, little lassie, although I can't prove when it really was. Lucky be it for me, you lawyers be the ones who have to prove and to do. Ugh. After everything we've uncovered, he still won't admit it. Somehow I have to prove that he still could have done it. Let's see. Let me do these middle two.
Hold it! Hold it!
Do you have some way of proving that statement? The burden of proof is on you. If you can't do that, then we can end this cross-examination right now. Ahoy, yo, 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 ho, ho. Proof that it be broke? Bro, you a joke. Lag even a second and you gone choke. Right wanna press on every word? Nope, just gone judge undeterred. You gone front, then bring the pain, or stop the walk away in shame. Arr. Ooh, he makes me so mad. We gotta come up with our own freestyle, boss. Let's get him back with evidence instead, shall we? No singing. Witness, please continue your testimony about the walkie-talkie.
Hold it! Hold it!
You made a big blunder. What happened? After I helped Sasha with the Clayton, I dropped it by accident and broke it. You wish to see it? I still have it with me. Does indeed appear to be broken. Heh heh. With me walkie-talkie broken, there'd be no way I could have done what you said. I couldn't have given the Orca any commands. Oh, your walkie-talkie broke. Isn't that just so convenient? Mr. Rhymes, I think you broke it on purpose. Miss Lawyer, none of your false accusations, if you please. I broke it on purpose. Where be your proof? I don't have any proof. If his walkie-talkie was broken, it throws a monkey wrench into the whole theory. When he let Pearls borrow his cell phone so casually yesterday, he must have already been confident I wouldn't be able to prove anything. Har har, you'll ne'er get me to agree that pox Orca be innocent. If something be not done about her, she'll get Sasha one day too. The Orca killed the captain, it weren't me. So you intend to continue to claim that the defendant is innocent, do you? But I won't stand for that. Now then, right donut, what's your next move? Your Honor, I would like to examine that walkie-talkie if you don't mind. Certainly, here you are. Let's see if there's any way to tell when the walkie-talkie was broken. If you gave Orla that command, then it couldn't have been broken at the time. I can use the right analog stick to rotate the evidence, and X to examine if I notice anything of interest. You can also zoom in and out with triangle and circle to get a better view. Well, I see some marks here. Darn, it is broken. It doesn't seem to work. Wonder what would happen if I thump it. Hey, it's not an old TV, you know. Please don't break it any further. Let's keep looking.
Tooth marks.
Oh. They look like tooth marks. Hey, you're right. A bite this big. I wonder if it was Orla.
That's the captain's walkie-talkie when she saved him, because remember it was missing out of his.
Yeah. A walkie-talkie with tooth marks. Didn't we hear a story like that just yesterday? It was the walkie-talkie Azura used right up until her death. Yeah. In the middle of the show, the Orca brought Azura up to the surface in her mouth. She left tooth marks in Azura's walkie-talkie. The captain said he always kept that walkie-talkie with him so he'd never forget. Rhymes said this walkie-talkie was his, but could it be? Heh, not odd about it, don't ye agree? Time to give up, Mr. Lawyer. Forget the Orca, just save Sasha, says I. I can't do that. Now that I'm finally a lawyer again, how could I hold my head up if I made my client so miserable? A stubborn one ye be.
You have a picture of her dead? Or a newspaper? Or in the book?
Yeah.
Did you save?
I gotta save. Okay. Well, let's try...
Objection!
Nope, music's still going.
Or do we show a picture of the captain without it in his holster.
I guess we'll have to see. Also, by the by, how could she be guilty if literally Marlin is saying she's not? It should still be not guilty, but at what cost? Oh, actually, I guess I gotta,
Hold it!
press enter again. Well, we have all 5 again, so that's good. Walkie-talkie with tooth marks. Okay, well, I didn't contradict that one. Let me try on this one. Nope.
Try the picture of him laying on the bed.
But how would the captain's picture...
Because he's missing the walkie-talkie.
Oh! But we don't have that anymore.
Oh. Well, that's no good.
Well, let's consult. Why not? That's right, I think I have something here. You said something wrong with the testimony. That's right. Let me show you which statement I thought was strange. Thanks, that would be a big help. Then I'll just have to compare the evidence with the statement she shows me. So it's the first one. Interesting. Let me press him on this first. Are you sure it was your walkie-talkie? It could have been stolen. You could have stolen a broken walkie-talkie from somebody else. Or if you'd be accusing me of thievery, let me see your proof. Okay. I should have just pressed.
Take that!
But this evidence tells the truth about the walkie-talkie. Har har har. Did I not do the right one? Oh yo ho ho, yo me bucko, you be trippin', ain't worth going all in. You say the walkie-talkie be not mine? The proof you just presented doesn't prove aught. Really? Did I not present the right thing?
Oh, rifle.
Oh!
A rifle lost your walkie-talkie.
Hold it! Hold it!
Is that rifles? Can you present rifle?
No. Let's see. Is it teeth marked in here? Nah, you can't really get a good view here. Shipley's walkie-talkie has... Ah! I was wrong! Sorry.
Take that!
We do have the pictures. According to the defendant's statement, Mr. Shipley talked to her on his walkie-talkie before his death. However, no walkie-talkie was found near the victim's body. Methinks the police just didn't look hard enough. Besides, the captain's walkie-talkie wasn't broken, be that not right? So his walkie-talkie has naught to do with mine. I'm not so sure that's true. The victim fell to his death. It's quite possible his walkie-talkie broke in the fall. You told the walkie-talkie after the victim's death didn't commit crimes. I will not allow such leading questions, right, Dono? If you claim the walkie-talkie belonged to the victim, show me your evidence. Certainly, I plan on doing just that. Please look at those tooth marks here on the walkie-talkie. Tooth marks? Ah, yes, I see them. The victim's walkie-talkie was a keepsake that used to belong to Azura Summers, who died a year ago. These tooth marks were left by Orla when she carried Miss Summers in her mouth. If this is Mr. Shipley's walkie-talkie, then Mr. Rhymes' walkie-talkie is still unaccounted for, which means he could have used it to command the Orca after all. And that's not all, Your Honor. The only one who could have taken the victim's walkie-talkie is the culprit himself. Arr. The fact that Marlon Rhymes had the victim's walkie-talkie is proof that he murdered Jack Shipley. Sink me. Arr! Not so fast, Mr. Lawyer. You still got something, huh? This walkie-talkie be mine, says I. Then how do you explain the tooth marks on it? I've had many the run-in with that orca myself. Arr. She bit me more than once, and me walkie-talkie too. Evidence of our fights are carved here into me body. My goodness, I can clearly see the tooth mark scars in your skin. What? Are those really scars from being bitten by Orla? Ahoy, yo-yo-ho-ho, you want answers? I got some meat. These scars from Orla, that's right. Them girl can put up a nasty fight. That orca bit me and left me scarred. Had a rep to protect, so I went in hard. So, Mr. Lawyer, I win. Just being frank and Orla, heh, you get the plank. I can't let him run this show. I have to find a way to prove the walkie-talkie belonged to the victim. And you can forget about fingerprints. I always keep me walkie-talkie clean and polished. This man had everything worked out before he even took the stand. But I won't give up. There has to be a way. Mr. Wright, I found something interesting. The tooth marks on the walkie-talkie. Notice anything funny about them? Funny? Funny how? Something is different about them compared to the other tooth marks we've seen. The only other ones I remember are the ones on the practice dummy. I mean, there's a bigger space on the left, that's all I see. It's just a tiny difference, it might not even mean anything. Right now, we need to consider every possibility we can, no matter how small. If I can figure out what's different about the bite marks, maybe I can somehow prove Rhymes' walkie-talkie actually belonged to the victim. Think, Phoenix, you can turn everything around right here and now. Time to review the facts we have so far. With the attempt of killing Orla, Rhymes drained the show stage full. But Rhymes failed to kill Orla, and instead he tried to pin Shipley's murder on Orla. In order to manipulate Orla, Rhymes must have used a cell phone and a walkie-talkie. But the walkie-talkie Rhymes has is broken. I think it's the victim's walkie-talkie, the one he kept as a memento of Azura Summers. I have to find a way to prove that it is indeed the victim's walkie-talkie. Which piece of evidence left on the walkie-talkie could prove it belongs to the victim? Well, since there's no fingerprints, and we're saying the tooth marks look different, it has to be the tooth marks. We have two pieces of evidence with tooth marks, the walkie-talkie and the dummy. What's striking about these two pieces of evidence? Tooth marks are different. When I look closely, I see two different bite mark patterns. Two variations, huh? Wasn't there a trick of Orla's that had two different variations as well? The show song. A year ago, the orca's song and teeth marks were different from what they are now. What could be the cause of these two inconsistencies? What's behind the fact that the orca's tooth marks and song were different from a year ago?
New teeth.
I thought it was she learned a new song.
Well, how would that change her bite mark? Because she's missing a tooth in one of the bites. If you look at the sword, there's a tooth missing, and when you look at the dummy, the tooth is there.
Huh.
See, it's missing.
Yeah, but I thought they were just spaced out. What's the
The dummy. It's new teeth grew in.
Even if new teeth grew in, that still wouldn't explain why the song was different. That would be like my voice changing the second I lost my baby teeth. I better go back to the drawing board. It's a new song. Wait, what?
So what was the middle answer?
It was a different orca? starting to think there are two different orcas, the one a year ago and Orla now. And if the orca a year ago wasn't Orla, it means the bite mark on the walkie-talkie isn't Orla's like Ryan said it was. Now I can finally prove the walkie-talkie belongs to the victim. Really? Mr. Wright, you appear to be lost in thought there. Is everything all right? I just realized something astonishing, Your Honor. Your face is what's astonishing, right, Dono? Your rudeness is what's astonishing, Prosecutor Blackwell. And what is this astonishing thing you realized? Until just now, I thought the orca at Ship-Shape Aquarium a year ago and Orla were the same orca. However, two inconsistencies led me to a new fact. And that fact is that there might be two Aura Shipleys. What? Two different orcas? But that's impossible! Order in the court. Explain yourself. What is the basis for this preposterous claim? The orca show song a year ago and the one now are different. I believe it's because the orca a year ago was a different orca. Two different orcas, two different songs. It explains the show song contradiction. What is Bilgewater talk? I don't understand. I'm talking about the truth. Truth that will finally catch you out in your lies. You claim that the tooth marks on the walkie-talkie were Orla's, but that's not true. Two different bite mark patterns on the walkie-talkie and on the dummy prove this. Yeah, because it's the same amount of teeth. That's what I was saying. What two different patterns?
Silence.
While I concede there is a possibility of two different orcas exist, bite mark patterns alone are not proof enough. I want more conclusive evidence. Alright, I will show you conclusive evidence then. So he wants to see evidence other than the bite mark patterns, does he? The orca a year ago and Orla have different songs and different teeth. Don't I have two videos on hand that can be used to compare those differences? I will now submit two videos. This one. And here's the other.
Take that!
Please compare these two videos, one from a year ago and one recent. As discussed, the two orcas are singing two different songs. Please also pay special attention to the appearance of the two orcas' teeth. How exactly do you claim their teeth are different? Let's look for shots in the two videos where the orcas' teeth are shown. This is Orla in the recent video of Swashbuckler Spectacular Pirate Show. As you can see, she has all of her teeth. What a healthy smile she has. I'm a bit envious. Next, let's look at the TV phone video from a year ago.
Where's both off?
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I didn't either.
Just as I thought, their teeth are different. I believe this smile looks a little different from the one we saw a year ago. As you can see, the orca from a year ago has one tooth that's broken off. If the teeth are different, then... Yes, if the teeth are different, they of course leave different bite mark patterns. On the practice dummy, you can see Orla's uniform pattern with all the teeth intact. And on the walkie-talkie, you can see that one tooth is missing from the pattern. Ah, I see it. Just like the smile of the orca in last year's video. The tooth marks on the walkie-talkie were not made by the orca we know as Orla. They were made a year ago by a different orca. Two different orcas. I can't believe it. The statement that the tooth marks on the walkie-talkie were from Orla was a lie. The truth is, this walkie-talkie was stolen from the victim, Jack Shipley. And the only person who could have stolen it is... the true culprit, Marlon Rhymes. What is his meltdown going to be? No, you got it all wrong. It be all the fault of that orca. Whoa. Huh. Arr. You got it all wrong. Blimey. So he was trying to kill the wrong orca? It'd be the orca's fault. This can't be. Arr.
So he just fell over from the stand?
Yeah. Once again, I'm too weak to help anybody.
He's gonna shrivel up into the skinny one again?
Possibly.
All out of spinach?
All out of spinach. Well, it would appear we should hear more from the defendant about Aura Shipley. Sasha Buckler. Yes, Captain Judge. Is what Mr. Wright claims true, or are there two different orcas? The secret that Ship-Shape Aquarium was hiding was about Orla, wasn't it? Dr. Crab told me to focus on the orca's song. He hinted it would be a clue. Phoenix is right. The one we call Orla is the second Aura Shipley. There actually used to be 2 orcas at Shipshape Aquarium. I used to call the first Aura Shipley just Aura for short. Aura and Orla are sisters. The captain rescued them both when they got beached on the shore. But Orla was in bad shape and the ship's doctor had to look after her for a long time. Both orcas loved the captain, so we decided to keep them on at Shipshape Aquarium. Why didn't you say anything about there being 2 orcas? Well, because after the accident a year ago, Aura was put down. What? Aura's dead? Yeah, the Center for Dangerous Animal Control demanded it.
You released her.
Ah. Apparently the captain and the ship's doctor begged them. We put the first one down, so please leave the second one alone, they said. Anyway, after the accident a year ago, the captain told us he was going to put Orla into Pirate Show as Aura Shipley. He asked us to keep quiet about Aura's death until the time's right. What a surprising and complex tale. Did all Shipshape Aquarium employees know about this? No, just a select few of us. Mr. Rhymes, did you know about it? Of course not. How would I? Tell me, Mr. Rhymes, did you plan on killing Orla from the start? Yeah, I planned to do it during the cleaning, so I drained the pool. I figured if I didn't do something about that beach, Sasha's life was in danger. Sasha trusted that orca just as much as Azura did. I wanted to protect her. I couldn't help Azura, so I felt like protecting Sasha was the least I could do, my duty. I built up my strength so I'd be ready to kill the orca. I even fought with sharks. But the captain realized my plan and tried to save the orca. And that is why you killed Jack Shipley. Ah, now the report from the crime lab finally makes sense. Report from the crime lab? In court yesterday, you would recall I showed a photo of the victim lying on his back? According to the lab, the bruise on the victim's right wrist was Rhymes' handprint. His handprint? I didn't know how it fit in with this case until I heard Rhymes' story just now, but now we can imagine the reason for it being there. Rhymes must have made the handprint when he fought with the victim over the orca. A handprint made during a struggle. I don't care what happens to me anymore. I deserve the death penalty. I'm the one that killed the captain. Please give Sasha her not guilty verdict. Heh, you accept your defeat well, I see. Let me be your guide to hell. Get on with the verdict, your baldness. It seems this unprecedented trial that began with an orca as the defendant has finally come to a close. Sasha's saved. Orla's going to be so happy. Sasha's not guilty verdict is coming. Why do I still have this strange nagging feeling? Rhymes' handprint on the victim's right hand. Was it really the result of a deadly struggle over the orca? I can't shake the feeling that handprint has some other hidden meaning. Is this trial going to end without revealing the whole truth? Very well, the court finds the defendant Sasha Buckler. I'm gonna object to it?
Hold it!
Your Honor, please hold off on that verdict. Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? I would like to further explore this new evidence the prosecution just submitted. But what complaint could you have? You are about to get your not guilty verdict. I see no need to further prolong this trial, Mr. Wright. Your Honor, we still don't know the entire truth of this case. Oh, I think I know. He was trying to save the captain. That's why his handprint's upside down. He had him, and then he was squeezing on to help him up, and then he fell. That's what it was. The natural handprint, Mr. Rhymes stuff. I don't think it was the result of a fight between the two men. Not the result of a fight. Then what do you suggest it was? Boss, what are you doing? Do you remember that evidence we found at the show stage? Evidence? What evidence? That mysterious mark might be the key to understanding this whole case. Your Honor, the defense would like to submit evidence that will expose the truth of this case. A mysterious piece of evidence that pairs Mr. Rhymes with natural handprint. There we go. He didn't kill him. I think he went in by accident and he tried to save him. Marlon Rhymes left behind a very unusual set of fingerprints at the show stage. And what way were they unusual? They were right-hand prints on the left-hand side of the ladder. If one were to grasp the ladder in the same way as the prints, it would look like this. It looks like the ladder is being grasped from above. Exactly, Your Honor. And the handprint on the victim's right wrist shows that it was held with a powerful grip. Marlon Rhymes grasped the show stage ladder in an unnatural pose. If he was gripping the victim's wrist in this position, gripping the victim's wrist, then he must have been... It means Mr. Rhymes was actually... That's right. If we could couple the unnatural hand grip with the mysterious fingerprints... We see that Marlon Rhymes was trying to save the victim's life. What? Oh my god, look how dejected he looks. But that can't be, it's impossible. Why don't we ask Mr. Rhymes himself? Yeah, Mr. Rhymes, we want to hear the truth directly from you. Heh, I gotta hand it to you, Mr. Lawyer, you got skills. Why? Why did you have to figure it out? It doesn't matter what happens to me anymore, I'm ready to die. I'm feeling so bad for him! So is what the defense is claiming true? The captain, he found out I drained the show stage pool. He rushed to the side of the pool, frantic to put some water in for the orca. And then he slipped. Captain, give me your left hand. No, Marlon, you'll fall too. Forgive me, Marlon. I didn't realize what deep pain you were in. But please don't blame Orla. It's nobody's fault, not Orla's and not yours. Hey! And then the captain falls. Captain! So, Jack Shipley's death was accidental. Why didn't you tell us that you didn't kill the victim? Because I have no right to live anymore. I'm ready to get the death penalty. The captain died because of me, and then on top of it all, I used his body to frame Orla. I was gonna kill Orla and she wasn't even to blame. She didn't do anything wrong. The only thing I can do now is pay for it all with my life. I can't do anything. I couldn't save the captain. I couldn't avenge Azura's death. Mr. Rhymes, you have the wrong idea about Miss Summer's death. Not even the first Aura Shipley was responsible for her dying. Aura, of her own accord, was trying to save Miss Summer's life. What? What are you talking about? Azura Summer suffered from a heart condition, but she didn't tell anyone and she performed in the pirate show anyway. She had a heart attack and died before anyone could save her. I'm sure she didn't think Aura attacked her. There's nothing to avenge. No way. A heart condition, she never said a word about it. Maybe she didn't want you to worry about her. So I wanted to get revenge all this time for nothing. Oh, are you coming back to Skinny Guy? I feel so bad for him.
Well, I liked him when we first met him, but he was trying to kill the orca. It's the wrong orca, and
Yeah.
the real one probably got released anyway.
And that's the thing with him. He's like, he wanted to avenge Summers because he thought that Orla killed her, and it wasn't, as you said. And he couldn't save. He's saying he's too weak to save anybody because he tried to save the captain and he couldn't do that. And so neither case was murder, not a year ago, and not this time either. Your responsibility in this matter is great, but I believe you can be rehabilitated. Marlon, you better come back to Shipshape Aquarium when you're done, you hear? Orla and I and everybody will be waiting for you.
He tried to kill Orla.
Yeah, but now he's not going to try to kill her again.
Just like Helena from the clone things.
What?
Remember the clone thing that we watched, Orphan Black, and you're like, I'm supposed to like Helen now?
Oh, yeah, but she was a serial killer who killed all the clones in Orphan Black. Like, she was a terrible person, and then she wasn't. I mean, he tried to kill Orla, which was bad, but he's not going to try to... It's not going to be recidivism.
Alright.
Why would he try to kill Orla now? You still have a lot to offer, Mr. Rhymes. Live your life. I promise to make up for what I've done, even if it takes me my whole life. Mr. Right, Sasha. Thank you. Look at that cute kitty visiting you. Well, I have seen countless trials, but never one that ended like this. I don't know how, Mr. Wright, but you always seem to manage to turn things around. I think all this excitement has taken a few years off my life. Is that praise or a diss? Now then, this court finds the defendant Sasha Buckler. Well, at least we found out he wasn't just this pure evil person. You know? Like, whew. Court is now adjourned. Also, why do people go after Mr. Wright for bluffing when all his bluffs lead to the correct verdict? Congratulations on your win! Thank you for all your help today, Pearls. Hee hee, all I did was have fun with Orla. Orla, I'm back. Oh, I missed you, girl. Oh, I'm so happy for you and Orla, Sasha. Everything turned out great. Phoenix, Athena, I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Orla and I are both really grateful. I will now act out me gratitude with a little performance. Arr! Miss Orca Lover, don't you think you'd better take care of your health first? Alright, fine, I promise. No more shows until I'm better. I don't want anybody to worry about me, after all. Good, I'm glad that's settled. Oh, there's the penguin! Hey, buddy, Mr. Lawyer. You just have to blab every single one of the aquarium's secrets, didn't you? I'm sorry, Dr. Crab. Nah, that's alright, I'm glad. It was kind of hard to tell. Although, thanks to you, they now know we're using the illegal torpedo system. But I think we'll be able to wiggle out of serious repercussions somehow. That writer lady is advocating for us, saying the law itself is to blame. She says she's going to look into getting the law changed. Wow, go Mr. Bloom. She sure is a powerhouse. There's one thing you didn't figure out, by the way.
I figured it out.
Yeah. Keep this to yourself, will you? We don't want it to get out publicly. Remember that appointment I had written down on my calendar? Oh yeah, we never actually found out what the meeting was. That note meant the orca pool of the Supermarine Aquarium, not ship shapes. What? Why were you supposed to meet there? Jack and I. We visited the Supermarine Aquarium once a month. Any idea why? We know why. Because of what you figured out. To get dolphin therapy treatment? No, silly. Remember I told you? Jack and I were against putting the orca down from the start. What? You mean? We just pretended to put down the first Aura Shipley. The Supermarine Aquarium is harboring her for us. What? Look at that evil smile for something so good. So that talk about large amounts of money you were paying them. Once a month, the owner and the vet disappear from this aquarium, and I came to find out that each time a large amount of money was being paid out. We were paying for Aura's care. You wouldn't believe how much fish orcas eat. Now that it's been proven she was innocent all along, I think we can bring her back soon. Until then, keep it under your hat, okay? Huh? What was he telling you about? Oh, nothing much. By the way, Orla wants to give you... wants you to give her a little celebratory prize. Orla specifically requested that you give it to her, Phoenix. Ha ha ha, alright, fine. Let's see, what can I give her?
Fish.
Fish.
Take that!
Orla, it's coming a day late, but congratulations on your verdict. Aww. What? You got kissed by a whale, that's awesome. Oh my, hee hee, aren't you lucky? Haha, that's Orla's best trick, the thank you kiss trick. Oh, Orla, I want to be next.
I think Orla is cute.
She is cute. And so the curtain fell on my first trial in years. I'm looking forward to the comeback of Sasha and Orla's swashbuckler spectacular. After all, I made a comeback on my own as a lawyer. Oh? It's been a while since I visited Ship Shape Aquarium. Now that Sasha has recovered from her illness, she's performing today. There's still some time before the show starts. Think I'll wander around a bit. Hi, Phoenix. Hope you enjoy the show today. The orcas are excited and ready to go. Oh, I'm sure I'll enjoy. Wait a minute. Did you think orcas as in plural? Yep, let me show you. Oh, we got two now. What? Two Orlas? Don't tell me. Yep, you caught it right. Aura Shipley the First has returned to Shipshape Aquarium. We be the three pirate sisters, we be out to stop the evil Scalawag League, led by Red Stash the giant octopus. Well, I don't want to get in the way of the rehearsal, guess I better go. Well, if it isn't Blue Boy, did you come for my book signing? Oh, Mr. Plume, there's a book signing. Yes, my new book is just out. It's called Ship Ship Aquarium, Don't Pull the Plug. The book signing will be held here in this room. After all, the vet owes me a favor. Yeah, she got them to approve the use of the torpedo. I'm grateful. But why does she keep coming to my lab to bother me every single day? My next work will be entitled Sniper, the Penguin Leaves the Nest. Gosh, stop this cacophony. Why am I surrounded by carping females? Gee, Dr. Crab gets all the ladies. I guess I'll leave him to it. Oops, it's almost time for the show. Where have you been, Daddy? Polly and Athena already went in. While we were waiting, I bought some souvenirs to take back to the village. Sorry to keep you waiting. I bet they'll love your souvenirs back home, Pearls. By the way, I hear a certain someone is going to be in today's show. A certain someone, I wonder who it could be. Oh, it's almost time. The show's just about to start. Alright, let's get to the show stage. I saved you all the seats, Mr. Wright. Oh, I can't believe I get to see the show again. I'm so happy. I want to dive in the pool. You better not. I think they'd call security. You're welcome in the pool anytime, Athena, but Red Stash is the best swimmer of all. Huh? Who have you got playing Red Stash's role? Sasha, Ora, and Orla are ready to go. Hey, I know that voice. Yep, you may know it. Marlon's back, and he's playing the role of Red Stash. It'll be the new Swashbuckler Spectacular. Hope you enjoyed me, buckos. Are we gonna get a new video? A new animated scene?
And so our pirates set sail for bluer seas under a sunnier sky. As for me, I set foot into the world of law once more as a full-time lawyer.
I wasn't expecting that to last an hour. I thought we just had like maybe one or two things to go with Marlon. Well, at least he was rehabilitated.
Yeah.
And look, he's reclaimed. And then they reclaimed the old Orla and all that. So that's wonderful. Although, yeah, I wish nothing happened, because the poor captain's dead.
But by accident.
By accident, at least.
Because he was worried about the orca.
Mm-hmm. And then Marlon tried to save him, and all could have gone well. And then maybe he could have told Marlon, listen, man, this isn't even the same whale. Marlon would have been like, oh, want to go out for a bagel? And he would have been set sure.
Bagel, huh?
Bagels are very good.
Very good.
Yeah. All right. Glad we got this one out of the way. And next time we play, it'll be the actual Case 3.
Dun, dun, dun!
And then Case 4. And then after that, then we play the 6th game, which I hear is like one of the best games in the series. So ha ha, joke's on you. Neener, neener, neener.
All right.
All right, I don't know. All right.